doing it for whichever is most suitable. Well, let's see, there's two separate definitions, one's for public meeting, otherwise it's got nothing to do with it.
Because when we designate something as a beach, we can hold everything up, we go for service in the morning.
Is it the swimming pool? And at the end of the day, public meeting gives you the first one.
Well, there's no public hearing in the last January, and it seems to me that it should be the high water mark for the last one.
Yeah.
See, this
I'm
looks
sure
like
there's
the
something
definition
around the
came from the
code.
state.
I see where a potential problem comes up with respect to the definition. We'll deal with the operation of vehicles on the beach.
Well, I understand, yeah, that's
So we're clear on
where they go work with that.
where they can operate.
If you grant the fact code, it's 100%.
We will,
See something in there.
ask Anne Marie, because this is more difficult sounding than what was in our original code. All right, we'll leave this open for public comment until March 30th, and if you want to make a written comment, we'll close it for public comment now, and put it for written comment until March 30th, 4:30 in the town clerk's office. Yeah, it may. All right, open up for the resolutions.
Now, Mr. Public Applicant. Resolution 206. First, whereas, just add the word year on the third line. Resolution 212. Why are you extending it again? It's been 4 years. You've extended it 3 times.
I can tell you why.
You're setting bad precedent.
It's not bad. They're entitled to 3 years under a special permit, and this would be the 3rd year, as I understand.
No, this is
Well, no, the special permit provisions allow for 1 extension, but well, this is I think the 4th year.
Oh, is it? Yeah, this was the 3rd year.
No, this is the 4th.
This is the 4th year, and I think our code allows for a period of time from 1 to 3 years. So that's.
Oh, then I don't support it. It's 3 years. That's the question I asked when we did it, that this was 3 years.
Well, he said the second extension was warranted 11, so it's expired, yes.
We went from March 9 to the 10th.
Correct.
From the 10th to the 11th, from the 11th to the 12th. Now you want to do it again from the 12th to the 13th.
No, the original was the 1 year special permit that the resolution that was adopted on March 17, 2009, 247, was one that required the use to be established within 1 year. Within that 1 year period, the applicant asked for a first extension that was in 2010, by which the special permit was extended to March 17, 2011. Then the second extension was granted in 2011 to 2012.
So
This would be the third.
This would
This
be
would make a full valid 4 years.
I can tell you that the site plan application has been and is pending, and the engineer has been going back and forth with her engineer in the drainage work that needs to be done, because this was once a residence, and now it's being considered a commercial piece of property. So there's extensive work that has to be done in order to bring it up to the commercial standards. So, I mean, I don't know if...
Why is it becoming commercial?
No,
Special permit to make it a one-family house.
Wait a minute, guys, there's one question and only one question to be answered. Does our code limit it to 3 years, Bob?
My understanding is that it's not specified 3 years.
Okay, so that's, if it's 3 years, you can't even consider this. So we'll probably either deny it or we'll table it for further opinion. The code says 3, which that was my understanding, and my understanding this was the 3rd year she was asking for.
That's the way it's written.
Must be for totality.
Okay, so that if the code requires 3,
about 4 years.
This is the second extension granted in response to a 21st on March 1st, 2011. This will be the third.
Well, wait.
Third extension.
Third extension
This
is
will
one
be
year.
a third extension.
Now it's gonna get tabled
Back
because-
on 1 year to that, though, this would give 4 years total.
We're going to table it because if we can't go more than 3 years, she's done. That's what the code calls, if that's what the code calls for. That's what my question was. I thought we had answered it before we put this up.
Let me see it.
So Bob will table it, you'll have to research to see whether you can go more.
It'll take a few months and go back to what?
Okay, that's fine.
214. By law, can we go out with it? It was a single bid. Don't we have to get multiple bids? Can you award to a single
Work
bid?
to a single bidder. You can award to a single bidder.
Okay, that's just a question.
You don't normally want to, but
220. I guess the question I have is, do we have insurance that pays for the legal fees?
we're self-insured up to 75,000, I think it is. So we pay it up to, I think it's 75,000. Bob's gone away, but I think it's 75,000. And then after that, they pay. They being the insurance company, depending on the case. Also,
So we do have insurance.
we do have insurance, but we're self-insured. I believe it's 75,000, and it's not for all cases. But this would be a case that probably will never get to 75,000. It's, let's just say some strong case.
Does it bill now? He's back there. Bill.
Yeah, but,
222. We'll start off the first whereas. Whereas at a significant expense. But I don't see anything in here that says that we're going to recover any fees for letting them use the GIS database.
Yeah, it's Bob Cos is the one who prepared that. Yeah. Sean, Bob Cos did this.
right,
Do you want to wait until he comes back?
why wouldn't we want the Manaville Fire District to have access to our GIS?
It's not a matter of not wanting them to have access to it. It's a matter of it costs the town, first of all, to build it, second of all, to maintain it. So if somebody else is using it, we should at least recover some kind of fees, user fees.
I don't know if they do that with the other fire districts. And
I don't know, do you give
Manaville-
stuff away to all the fire districts?
You know what, Sal, there's certain things that the town, fire districts look to the towns to do, so they don't have to do it because they're not in a position to do it. That makes good sense, and there's things that the fire district does for us that wouldn't necessarily be things that we would be able to do, so, you know, it's kind of one hand washes the other. This one's slightly different because if you were to build them, obviously you're picking up a significant portion of Brookhaven. But if we do it for the other districts, I would think we would do it for this. And I do not, I am almost positive we've shared GIS with other
We do,
districts.
but,
Yeah, so we wouldn't single out this one just because it's only small. And it's a public
Well, it's
safety.
interesting because, I mean, I wasn't even thinking of Brookhaven, but now you're giving it away to somebody outside of the town of Riverhead.
You are, but the fact is that if you're doing it to the Riverhead Fire District and the Jamesport Fire District.
Yeah, but those are at least the same taxpayers paying the
Well,
bill.
Manaville has some of the same taxpayers as well. But we're not, but Sal, what's the, this is a public safety agency.
we're only locating River Water District hydrants.
Oh,
We're not doing Brookhaven or the Suffolk County Water District. We're only doing the, anything in Riverhead Water District. They need to know where the fire hydrants are when they pull into a fire. So we're only doing the Riverhead Water District fire hydrants. We're not doing anything over in Manaville, in Brookhaven Town.
okay, I think it's more than the fire hydrants, but okay.
Existing stuff gives me.
No, but I'm saying, we're only doing in Riverhead. They're gonna get the fire boundary lines, they're doing a lot, there's A to I. We'll give you the Riverhead volunteer ambulance, their district boundaries,
You know how long it probably takes for our GIS guy? Yeah, if it took an hour, I'd be surprised.
So this is information they need when they respond to a fire.
I've had them do things in the GIS system that would make your head spin, and they do it in a day. And this is not one of those make your head spin things.
I'm just saying that it cost us great expense to create it, and you're giving it away for free.
Well, the GIS system is...
Significant.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have put this significant
It's in the
expense.
first line of the whereas.
222, sorry, the significant expense of the GIS system.
Take that one cent out of
I kind of agree that the significant expense might have been, but I think we do this also for Riverhead, don't we, with GIS?
We did the same thing for the Riverhead Park. Yes.
230,
We love our Malibu.
is this something new? I don't recall ever seeing a resolution to appropriate funds for organizations in the town.
Is it new? No, the resolution was done in 2000, I think, or 2001, and it's kind of just continued, and it was never updated. John, did you find out that other group?
Yes, they meet at the DFW, and the Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard. And you know that the secretary and his wife is a little dog, and always see you. He presents the flag at Veterans Day.
Oh, okay.
So you see him as a little dog. They meet at the DFW on in the morning once a month. The second one is the DFW. River Veterans Association is the DFW, and then the American Legion.
Yeah, it's not new, it's just never been really addressed since 2012, so before I authorized it again, I wanted to make sure the board supported it.
Okay. 240, we've done without a building coordinator for several months. Why are we filling the position now?
It's become problematic, and what we're trying to do is merge the two departments, and most of the work between the building department and the planning department, they're mutually reliant on each other. So we're trying to merge the two departments. We had 2 retirements in the building department, and one person has come back part-time, and she's kind of filling the shoes, and we're paying her part-time, and sometimes Sharon Claus comes, and she hasn't come today. And we're paying her $30,000 a year, but I'm fairly certain she's working full-time.
Okay, why don't we, if you're going to merge the two departments, why don't you just give both responsibilities to Rick Hamley?
There are several reasons.
Well, you're just going to say you're going to merge the two departments, so why do you need 2 department heads if you're merging them into one?
For reasons known.
Do we have extra money in the budget?
Shit, we're not gonna have 2 department heads, because Leroy Barnes retired, so he was the department head. This is like filling that position, but he's going to oversee the planning department also. So we're not creating a position, we're filling Leroy's position, and we've also lost Sharon Claus, who is the chief building inspector alongside Leroy, who's been part-time and has a 2-year contract that expires in September.
Okay, on the front of the town board minutes, it says department head, planning department, Richard Hanley, and it says building department, blank.
Right.
Are we going to take one of those lines out?
We're gonna
Is
put
Rick
this
Hanley
person
no
in the
longer
building
going to be
department.
the planning department head?
He'll be the planning department director. That's what his civil service
So
title is.
then we're not merging the two departments.
Yes, we will be.
We will.
The only
he's
problem is
gonna
I can't
report-
merge them in under one roof, which is what I wanted to do, but we never got to.
So he's going to report to the new building department
Yes,
head?
yes,
It's going to be interesting.
yes, I think it is.
Okay. 242. I thought we weren't creating new positions due to budget
Well, I think this
constraints.
one's going to be tabled. Here's the problem. We are in the process of, this was a 1-year appointment. We're trying to do the FCAL Planning Commission, and in order to get the FCAL Planning Commission through the legislature, I have to lobby the legislature. It's not just you give it to your elected officials and if you put it in one end, it comes out the other end. It's a heavy lift. And this position is it's going to be tabled tonight, but this position was to do that. This FCAL, what people have to understand is we've had this property for years and years and years. You cannot save your way to posterity. It cannot be done. We have cut $2.5 million out of the budget. We're still not there. I cannot continue to cut money out of the budget. We need to get FCAL, the subdivision, done. We need to get the planning commission in place. The planning commission would be able to issue approvals if it gets adopted the way we proposed in 75 days at FCAL. And the planning commission itself has in it an executive director's position, which, if we get it through the state, would be funded by the state, and this position would be rolled into that position. But it comes down to one thing and one thing only. We put so much both political capital and big capital into FCAL, we can't let it fail. And if we don't get it done, I just ask you, what's the cost of a missed opportunity? What's the cost of and I say it because we could have had Kate this facility here. We could have had so many other businesses here that we didn't get because we don't even have a marketing package for FCAL. Now, truth be told, we can't do it until we finish what we're doing. But up until we started what we were doing, we didn't even have a marketing package. We don't have a website for FCAL. We don't. And for the supervisor to do it, I'm happy to do it, but I've been to Albany several times this year. And so this was an attempt to try to get some air cover, because the ground troops are in Albany now working on this, but we need some air cover and just, but we don't seem to have the votes for it. So
Well, I'll just make a comment on that also. I think we're at the point now where it's got to get kicked up the wall. The state has to move forward with this legislation. I strongly feel that we have a state assemblyman and a state senator that have a big stake in this. This is regional economic development. And I would like to see them take it now and move forward. Instead of us doing the end zone, they know the contacts up there. They know who the lobby, they know who their colleagues are. I think it's time for them to step in and move this thing forward.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you consider going with a consultant rather than an employee?
that would be the next step.
I mean, consultant, you sign a contract, he gets it done, you pay him.
Right. This
An
was
employee, you have all the burden that goes with it.
This was a one-year appointment, Sal. So if it didn't happen, the employee would be gone. So it was a one-year appointment. And the other thing is other towns, I appreciate what Councilman Gabrielson is saying, but most other towns that do significant things like this hire lobbying firms. But the assemblymen and senators that I've met with, they kind of like, they'd like to see the supervisor. They like to see people from the town. You hire a lobbying firm, you're one of many people. So, there's a way of putting more emphasis in getting this planning commission done. I venture a guess for the $65,000 that this would have cost, that one grant from the state of New York would have more than covered this salary. But now it's fine. It just comes back to my office, and I'll keep pushing. Because we need to market ourselves. That's what it comes down to.
Sal, I voted against the study to begin with, but the rest of the town board voted for it, to spend this money for this. We have to see this thing through, and we have to get somebody that can go up there and speak to these assemblymen and senators and to the environmentalists. Because the environmentalists have to come on board to do this. We just don't have that much time to be running around, going, spending 4 or 5 days in Albany, walking around the different office buildings, talking to these people. I mean, and so hiring somebody to do this and move this along, they can talk to the environmentalists, they can talk to DEC, they can talk to the assemblymen and senators and get things moving. I mean, we had one person that said that he wasn't going to move this unless the environmentalists helped us out. So we have to bring everybody together. And the only way that we can do this is hire somebody to do it. And I don't want to be the guy that's even though I didn't vote for this study and I didn't do anything, I don't want to be the person to undermine this. We do need someone strong, and we need somebody to do this job. And I'm willing to spend another $65,000 and say, well, we did it. If it works, good. If it didn't work, well, if it didn't work, we lost everything. So, I mean, I'm not going to undermine this study because I didn't like it to begin with.
I'll say one brief thing, because it's going to be tabled tonight, so there is not board support. I do support Sean on this. I think it's a great idea. After the visit to Devon, it's proven. It's new for New York, but I tell you what, I think the concept's there. I supported the whole idea. I think that we're on the right path. But with you, when it comes to, I think it's a little premature at this point. I don't know how we can, to me, it's a hard vote to me when we lay off 13 employees. And I see the fire marshals doing it, and I see site plans coming in, and they're doing all they can to keep up. The timing is just not good. I don't think it's a wise investment at this point. And you're right. We should lobby our state representatives to do more for us. In fact, it's that because it is a significant project for them as well. It's regional. I mean, state and county. The job division. But the subdivision, and the whole $400 and some thousand we spent to hire VHB was to do just what John said that we need to do on the individual level, was to bring the environmentalists together, and to bring the special groups together, and to bring all those factors together and collate a feasible plan. That's what they're working on now. They're doing their job. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it is early to do it, but my hope and prayer was that I could get this legislation through this session, because I believe potentially that it takes 2 sessions to get legislation through. And when you're trying to do something in New York State, this legislation is earth-shattering to the people we're talking to. And I will continue to go up there and lobby for it, but it's earth-shattering, and earth-shattering things don't always happen overnight. So I think it was an investment. Maybe we wait a couple months, see where it comes out.
That's got great ways out, but
I never got out. We were up in the beehive, they call it.
I don't believe very well.
And if I can just say that I can't understand how an environmentalist can't be on board when we're talking about 2,000 acres and we're talking about developing only half of it. So if we're going to preserve the half and make it grasslands, which is what the environmentalists have been asking for, I can't see how an environmentalist can't come on board with that plan.
You can't see it, but that's true. All right, Sal, what else you got?
That's it. Thank you.
All right. Take your hat off. We have not seen you in a while.
I try to stay clear of meetings.
Oh, you don't try to stay clear.
I was going to ask about 242, but obviously no need. But 227.
Hold on.
Creates an account for sanitation.
Wait, I'm not there yet.
Create an account for sanitation for business.
What is that for?
It's for credit card services for the sanitation department so that people can, when they come to get their yard waste tickets or things like that.
For a bank account for the credit card.
Now we say credit card. General fund, or whatever. Yeah, I guess that goes in the general
Just
fund.
gives you the ability to pay with a debit card or credit card, so you can.
So we're just doing that for sanitation?
No.
What should be
No.
done for all of everything else?
We do it for buildings, we do it for justice court, town clerk, recreation.
Well, that was big deal.
Well, that's
Stay on board.
You're about the last one that has cash.
Uncle Sam, I don't like that much,
My son's going to college next year. I don't have an easy cash you can. Ms. Combs.
Yes, good evening. I'd like to address the town board in regards to Resolution 212.
Hold on one second, do we have an answer to that?
Section 108-133-2, which describes the approval of a special use permit, states that the town board may condition the permit by requiring that the applicant actually complete construction and begin the specially permitted use in compliance with the conditions imposed by the town board within a time period from 1 to 3 years. Period. If the town board fails to specify a period to complete construction and begin the specially permitted use, the time period to complete construction and begin the specially permitted use shall be 1 year. Period.
Yeah, 3 years. Is that how you're reading that?
That's the way I'm reading it.
That's the way we've interpreted it before.
Okay, I actually didn't realize that it was 3 years. I know that, you have allowed me to renew it several times. And I would just ask that you would take into consideration that when I first started the project, I had a bigger project, a site plan for a bigger project, and then we had the collapse of the economy, which set me back. I didn't have the finances to continue that project, so I revised the site plan to do it on a smaller scale, which was to convert this one building into a single family. And still, these past few years, the finances were not there to get my special permit and get started get my building permit and start on the project. But right now, I have already sat down with the planning board and sat down with Sharon Claus at the building department. We're in the process of getting the site plan approved. I didn't realize I had to do that. And so I'm in the final stages of the site plan approval and ready for a building permit. So I would ask if there's any possible way.
I am going to have the town attorney, we'll table it tonight so we don't defeat it. We'll ask the town attorney to research it a little more thoroughly, but I think if the code limits us to 3 years, we're bound by the code.
Well, I take some responsibility because I was aware of this, and I did not look at the real question of 1 to 3 years. For some reason, in the back of my head, I thought it was one with a 3-year renewal. Upon looking at the section, it's clear that it requires a establishment of the use within a 3-year period of time. There is nothing that I found in the special permit provisions which addresses the question of an extension. It's silent.
I didn't see anything, nor did my architect.
Right, which the response there too, without doing any further research, which I guess is what we're going to be asked to do, is that without the benefit of having any legislation that allows for an extension, there is no ability to grant an extension. We'll look at it.
We'll table it and see if we can get an opinion from the town attorney's office.
Okay.
Worst comes to, I don't know what the cost is for the special permit, but you might have to refile it. And unfortunately, we were not the board sitting here in 2009 when you did this, so you're going to have to, just see members. Sometimes you could just reopen the hearing, put the whole record in, and close it, and we'd be good. But the rest of it, from here over, we haven't even heard the application.
There was a tremendous amount of cost and time involved in the special permit.
I can't. If the code says, if the code limits us to this 3-year period, then we'll table it.
I don't think there is anything in the code that says that you can't use the special permit.
We're going to take a look at it.
Well, the code is clear that when once a board grants the special permit, the period of time by which it must be established is either as little as runs from 1 year to 3 years, and that if the board fails to specify a period of time, by default, an applicant who is the recipient of a special use permit must gain their approvals and have that use established within 1 year. The problem I have with this section is it does not, as I said before, have any provision in it that provides for a renewal, and the implication of that is that an individual who has a special permit and allows it to lapse would be placed in the same position as a person who goes to get a variance, fails to get their variance granted within the 3-year extension thereafter, and would need to file any new application. That's what would happen in the case of a variance. You receive an approval, and then within 1 year you are required to pull a building permit in order for that variance to become effective. If you don't, under the variance standards, you're allowed to gain 3 further extensions for a totality of 4 years. And if you fail to do that, you must start anew. And that's where my initial instinct is, or feeling that this is going to fall. But again, we'll look at it and provide an opinion for the
Excellent. You've got to make the application. There's nothing I can do about it.
Okay, so was that 3 years in the conditions?
Your conditions were 1 year.
Yeah.
Your resolution
It
actually
was
said
1 year, but where did it say that it was 3 years?
the code.
Section of the
Code says it has to be.
The code, 108, 133, 2. It provides for duration, and it's in the code.
Okay.
Mr. Romano.
Just jumping back to that town lobbyist idea. If you were to go down that road, it looked like you had somebody in mind, and normally the town post, and Mr. Coates may be very qualified to do the job, but it seems that, everything else you do, you kind of open it up to the public.
Certain positions we do, certain key ones. Most of the positions have no civil service protection, so if you don't like the person, you can get rid of them immediately. They're not posted. Jobs in my office, the town board coordinators, those jobs, the pure political, if you will, appointments are not normally posted. It's the people, you look through the circle of people that well, I don't know how you pick them, but you pick them.
Well, obviously, you would be looking for someone with the quality that's lobbied before has environmental background. Okay.
Yes. The interesting part about this for the past 2 months, Mr. Coates has been doing this on a voluntary basis. That's where this came to mind. But you can't ask him to continue to do it as a voluntary basis. He's been up to Albany twice with me on this. Phone calls, numerous phone calls, appointments. He's just been key. So when you see somebody volunteering to do it and he knows what he's doing and he seems to be getting results, that's what I kind of zeroed in on. But, we'll see.
The other question I had is, isn't the IDA like a major catalyst in trying to sell and push? What are they, so I'm trying to think, can you piggyback with them?
You could, and that is a good idea. That's really a good idea. Some of the IDAs are flush with capital. I don't think ours is, but that could be a way to work with that gal through the IDA. That's a good idea.
I mean, are they doing anything currently? Or?
They are, but we've got to get the real push of this legislation. The real push, you have to understand, it's like it's earth-shattering to some people when you say you're going to get a permit approval in 75 days. And we have to convince them in a very detailed way how this is going to work. And it's not, Senator LaValle is the best of the best. But you can't expect Senator LaValle or Assemblyman Maswadro or Assemblyman Thiel, who I believe will co-sponsor this bill, to know every detail of and that's what's being asked. When we met with some of the other Assembly people, the level of detail they want to know, that's stuff. When you worked for the Water Authority, when the boss may have come in to answer a couple of questions about something that you did specifically, but probably when they needed to know exactly what you did, they went to you because you knew how to do it. And that's where the problem is. We need to be able to have somebody so well versed, and so far the only ones that really are that way are the town board, myself, the deputy supervisor, Mr. Coates, and Anne Marie Prudenti. And VHP would charge us a whole lot more than this.
So just to be clear, because it's interesting, in other words, to get this 75-day window, the town couldn't do it on its own. it really needs state legislation?
Correct.
So that gives you the power to push the county, I mean, whatever the county health permits or you just bypass them and you do,
No,
this commission does its own?
What we've done is we've modeled it after the state, we've modeled it after Massachusetts, but we modeled the commission again after the Pine Barrens Commission and the Adirondack Park Agency, Adirondack Park Commission, and their missions really are environmental protection, but we've taken that model and flipped it for economic development. But the key difference, obviously, is the economic development, but it becomes a state commission. Here's the problem. We'll own the property, we'll sell the property. And there's many people interested in buying lots in this property. There's a lot of play on the 75-day permit approval if we can get it through. I've met with several people here, in the past couple months. But I lost my train of thought. But the key is to try to get the 75-day approval through, and it's just.
They were able to do that in Massachusetts? They were able to do it?
Oh, that was what I was going to say. The Cal Planning Commission is a state commission. So the 5 town board members, if it goes through the way we proposed it, 5 town board members, 2 appointees from the governor's office and 2 appointees from the county executive office will sit as state commissioners. And have a little more horsepower. While the town still owns the property and still will reap the benefits of the sale of the property, when you sit as a state commissioner, I can tell you, sitting as a Pine Barrens commissioner, you have more authority. And that is sort of the key. Some people don't want to believe this, but for the little town of Riverhead and the small geographic and financial ability we have within the state of New York, for us to try to do what a state commission could do, it will never, ever happen. So, it's a
Sounds
novel
interesting if you ever, you pull it up.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I have to agree also that I think that the Suffolk County Department of Health Services is going to have to be satisfied that anything that we build at FCAL, that the sewer treatment plant has the capacity to take in that waste. So, I don't know that this commission is going to say, go ahead and issue your permits within 75 days, unless we have the infrastructure in. And when the supervisor reported back from Albany, he said it was going to cost $30 to $50 million to build the sewage, to upgrade the sewage treatment facility. So, we need to first find out what the square footage is that we're going to be allowed to build, what the uses are going to be, figure out what the flow is going to have to be, that the sewage plant is going to have to take, and then from there, go and say, okay, now we can issue our permits in 75 days, they can put a shovel in the ground, and we have a place for their waste to go that can take it.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
That's exactly, and the number's been refined down further. We believe we can build the plant for $30 million. We're doing something called an absorption study. We will be doing an absorption study. Instead of coming in and saying, if this is FCAL, all the development's going to happen at once, so you need the entire $30 million sewage treatment plant built at once. The absorption study will show, you'll probably see, and I'm guessing, 100,000 square feet a year. And so that we will know for the sewage treatment, you have to plan for 100,000 square feet. But sort of the key, and what I was hoping that Mr. Coates could do, the Governor's Regional Planning Council gave away, I don't say gave away, awarded millions of dollars in grants to different areas that were shovel-ready. And we're going to try to apply for a grant, a $30 million grant. I don't know if I'll get it, for the sewage treatment plant. That's one of many jobs Christine Kempner has. That's one of many jobs I have. If I have one person focused on that one thing, chances are that person's probably going to put together a better application for that $30 million. But we'll do it. We're going to do it anyway. It's just, I don't want a master of everything. I want something narrowly focused.
Just one more quickie, with the water, is it Riverhead water that's going to be handled?
Absolutely. Best water in Suffolk County. Best water.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? No? Let's take up the resolution.
Resolution 205.
Authorize town clerk to publish and post public notice to consider a local law to amend chapter 88 entitled sewers of Riverhead Town Code. So moved.
And I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 206.
Acceptance of the 2011 audit to justice court. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
As amended, yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 207.
Please for motor repair 2012 budget adjustment. So moved.
And seconded,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 208.
Hamlet Park Community Preservation Fund Capital Improvement Project, budget adoption. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 209.
Justice Court Assistance Program 2012 storage system.
And I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Absolutely. Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter. Resolution adopted. Resolution 210.
Appoints Poland Recreation Aid to the Riverhead Youth Bureau's Mentoring Matters program. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Probably should have this resolution first.
Resolution 211.
Accepted the resignation of a recreation aide. So moved.
And seconded,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
And this is a different person than this time. Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
The hiring resignation.
We're going to table this until Bob gives us an opinion.
Resolution 212.
Make a motion to table resolution number 212, extending a special use permit for Via Veracom. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes, he did.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution is tabled. Resolution 213.
It was bid for 2012 fertilizer and one chemical. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 214.
What's bid for propane fuel 2012? So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 215.
Authorization to reject and republish advertisement for work closed in town of Riverhead. So moved.
And seconded,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Good.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 216.
Authorization to publish advertisement for hardware items 2012 for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 217.
Authorize to publish advertisements for routine items for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
Second.
I thought you said Polish.
Polish advertisement.
You said Polish.
Okay, where are we?
Yeah, did we second?
Yes, seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 218.
It ratifies the appointment of Poland Recreation Aid volleyball official to the Recreation Department. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 219.
Appoints a calling guard level 2 to the recreation department. So moved.
And seconded,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 220.
Appoint Timothy Comstock and Bettina LLP as special counsel in the matter of Ruth Russman versus Alan Smith. So moved.
Giglio.
Yes.
Middleton.
No.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter. Resolution adopted. Resolution 221.
Authorize the supervisor to execute an easement for Cablevision, CSC acquisition, New York, for grant, broadband services to the Suffolk Theater.
Second. Moved and second. Yeah, so they can get the cable, okay.
Giglio.
Yes.
Middleton.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Shouldn't have opposed to, but I haven't missed the meeting, so I'm going to say.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 222.
This authorizes the supervisor to execute agreement with the Manaville Fire District data sharing with the GIS data. So moved.
And without the significant expense, seconded.
I'll take some difference. We're just, no, the town of Riverhead, yes.
We're just still at the
town of Riverhead.
Giglio.
As amended, yes.
Middleton.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 223.
Authorize the town attorney to order an appraisal for real property described as Suffolk County Tax Map number 0600-129-4-8. So moved.
And seconded.
Bill, you're going to have to establish an account for this.
Yes, that will bring that back.
All right, we have to remind them. Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Middleton.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 224.
Right.
George, were you going to look into the cost of this or something?
Is that valid? Tara, is this
New agreement, it sounds like it's just.
Apparently,
Same.
we have Eaton battery backup systems on all the buildings. This is one that's just for the Justice Court and Police Department.
Okay.
Apparently, last year it was $4,035. This year it went up. I don't know the reason why.
And are we, so it's their like
We could go out.
proprietary?
We could go out to bid for it, but it's just a matter of we're trying to keep it monotone throughout the same all the buildings.
Is it, but is it the Eaton battery system? Can you get somebody else to service it, or is it Eaton's?
No, she said that you could get somebody else to service it. It's just easier because they all service all of the buildings.
Yeah,
One company
but
does.
we could go to bid.
That's a 20% increase.
What I'd like to try to do,
That's a big increase.
That was the answer I got.
what I'd like to try to do, maybe, when is this, it'll commence on
June 1st.
June 1st. I would like to try to gather them all up and see if we do a bid spec, an RFP.
Okay.
No, a bid spec, is it?
Yep.
A bid,
Yep.
and see if we
I
can
think
bid.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to table it?
So let's table it, wait, you don't need it right this second, right, Chief?
I don't think so.
No.
So let's table it, let's see if we can do a bid spec, and
Okay.
what we can do is what we did with the alarm systems.
Yep.
What I want to do with the sewage treatment alarm systems in the water district. Gary, where are you? I want to go out to bid on your water district alarm systems and Michael Reichel's sewer district alarm systems. Can you remind me at the next staff meeting to talk about that? Thank you, sir. Please, is that a scout salute there? Thank you. But Tara, let's table, we're going
Sure.
to table this.
Yep.
And we'll see if we can go out to RFP, because this is like $5,000, it's $20,000 across 4 buildings.
Yeah.
But I'm, or 3 buildings.
I think it's 3 buildings.
15,000, sounds like a lot of money. All right, let's,
Well, they'll commence till June 1st, so we do have a couple of months.
Resolution 224.
I'll get
So
to
make
it.
a motion to table. Yeah, make a motion to table resolution 224. So
And second.
Moved and, second. Moved and seconded at the table.
Giglio.
Yes.
Middleton.
yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution is tabled. Resolution 225.
Authorization to, George, this is the next round?
Right, this is the next round, this will be the actual ball field.
Okay, good, all right, go ahead, sorry.
Authorize to publish advertisement for Cal Recreation Facility Ball Field Improvement Project. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Iglesias.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 226.
Authorize the supervisor to execute amendment agreement with the Riverhead Youth Sports Incorporated for referee umpire services for the town Riverhead Police Athletic League girls and boys lacrosse and football program for 2012 calendar year. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded. Where was the vote? There was an increase of $240. Is that just the number of kids that are required, Tara?
Yes,
Okay.
this came from Bowden.
Moved and seconded. Vote please.
Iglesias.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 227.
Authorize the office of the financial administrator to create the account for sanitation department. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded. Vote please.
Iglesias.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 228.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute an agreement with Island Urgent Medical Care as contracted. So moved.
And second. Moved and seconded. Vote please.
Iglesias.
Yes.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 229.
Declares Senate Development LLC in default regarding the subdivision map of Demcheck Estates. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Vote please.
Iglesias.
Just for the point of clarification, we're going to call this, we won't go to the bank necessarily tomorrow to collect it, to give the developer a couple days to cure it. We have a couple days left on this bond, we just don't have an intervening town board meeting. So,
April 3rd, right?
right. One of them was the 27th of March and one's April 3rd. So my distress with the attorney, I haven't called him back.
Is this a recommendation that came from the planning board or from the town engineer? Because I don't see it in the
No,
resolution.
it's the recommendation of Laura Calamita, the paralegal, because if they expire, then you can't collect on them if there's anything wrong with the road. And we have past history, of not recent history, but before Laura took the
Single years.
This one, most of the road improvements are done, so really it's in a position where it can't be converted into a maintenance fund, but unfortunately, we do not have a maintenance fund in our possession.
right. That's the problem.
Okay.
And we always require at least 1/3 of the original bond amount as part of the maintenance fund, so it'll be a lesser amount, but again,
We don't have it. So you don't want to let them walk away.
Okay, so we're not going to move forward, we're in
Until the
negotiations
27th.
with...
Well, we'll have negotiations on the 27th. We'll move forward on the one bond. When April 3rd, we'll move forward with the other bond. So that's not a negotiation. They come with the maintenance bond and the paperwork that's required. We'll accept it. If not, we won't move forward. They know we have to move forward or we lose the authority in case there's a problem.
So they did receive a notification from the town attorney's office saying that...
There's been a series of letters, non-notification that we're going to do this default. But there's a number of letters that you need to provide us with X, Y, and Z. Your bond's about to expire. The last one was February 26th. It was back. We'll learn to the fact that the response to the letter of credit was about ready to go.
But you can't do a letter of default until we pass this. The next letter will be a letter of default.
Well, what we do
There's
is,
no that we're gonna do this by these dates, if they don't come in and,
Right.
moved and seconded,
Iglesias.
Abstain.
Abelson.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 230.
This authorizes the appropriation of funds to local patriotic organizations pursuant to Town Law 64-13. So moved.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gableton.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 231.
Declares Whitford Development Corp. and DHG Development Corp. in default regarding subdivision title map of Ladue Estates.
Same issue, just different development.
So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Abstain.
Gableton.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 232.
Authorizes execution of contract with Key Plan Administrator. So moved.
And seconded. Moved and seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Tara, are these numbers right?
That's the numbers for the administration with the increase of the 1,000.
Right. Where does that in the survey?
Yeah, last year was 4,000. He's looking for the $1,000 increase.
Since George and Jim were on the seed boat, they...
Yeah, it's been saying for 10 years, so we're going from 7,500, they asked you what to 10,000. We didn't want to cut the program back, we're buying less and less.
Right, it's 4,035, 4,000 for administration fees, 3,500 for the seed money.
Right.
He's looking for 5,000 for administration and 5,000 for the seed plan money, which is an increase of 2,500, which would give you the 10,000.
Okay, good. Yes, going over there, that increase, I think surrounding towns.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm gonna, some of them, I think, one of them is, but we're way behind.
He gets paid, they get paid twice, he gets paid twice a year, 5,000.
Okay, okay, all right.
Go ahead, Paris. That's still not here.
This bill is 2,500, each twice a year.
That's not including,
10,000, so if you get that twice a year, it's going to be 12,000.
it's not, no, that's just the administration fee. You're just signing a contract for the administrator that has nothing to do with the seed clear money. The seed clear money is separate.
And is that in it?
That's not in this one.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, totally 10,000.
yeah.
Good.
So the 2,500 is a one-time charge for administrator.
Two $2,500 charges, which equals the 5,000.
That's in this year.
And
$5,000
one $5,000 charge.
No, it's not 7,500, it's 2,500.
Right, so it's 5,000. It's 5,000, 2,500. An acre.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah, I explained that correctly.
Yeah, what happens if they council it on a boat?
Yeah, but they want. So who goes next year for the ride?
Giglio.
Yes. Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
This is a great program, and we have to keep the seed plan program going, so we have plans in the bay. So I have to commend these people for doing this, and I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 233.
Resolution to support County of Suffolk purchase of 4.189 acres of vacant land located on Sound Avenue, Riverhead, New York, subject property owned by EMV Enterprises LLC, and approves town expenditure of community preservation funds for the implement and management of the Hamlet Park, passive recreation on subject property. So moved.
I'd second. Very appropriate funds.
Seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gableton.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
I think this is a great thing that we're doing, and it saves an open space and less development on Sound Avenue. It's a historic corridor, so I vote yes.
Walter.
What?
Resolution adopted. Resolution 234.
Establishes date of annual Riverhead Litter Awareness and Cleanup Day. April 21st.
And second.
Seconded, vote please.
Giglio.
Anybody knows of any clubs or organizations that wants to show up at Town Hall on April 21st at 8 a.m., we'll be handing out bags and plenty of parks and places to go to help that garbage from town. So, yes.
Yes.
Wilkins.
There every year, and I look forward to it. Yes.
Dunleavy.
I don't know if we're picking up garbage, or we're picking litter up. We're not picking any real big bags of dollars.
It's fine, it's not-
Yes, yes. Walter, yes. Resolution adopted. Resolution 235.
It's an order calling public hearing regarding improvements to facilities of Riverhead Water District proposed Route 105 transmission main. So moved.
And seconded.
Iglesias.
Yes.
Middleton.
Yes.
Lucas.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Walter. Resolution adopted. Resolution 236.
Authorizes supervisor to execute the agreement with Suffolk County for work experience program. So moved.
And second.
Move to second, vote please.
Iglesias.
Yes.
Middleton.
Yes.
Lucas.
I sat in on this meeting, it's been a long time coming.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 237.
The animal shelter.
Adopts a local law to amend chapter 101 entitled Vehicle and Traffic of the Riverhead Town Code. So moved.
Did we get this right, John?
No.
That's the revised one, John, that Laura sent over to me from you and the chief.
No, she was supposed to send the revised one.
That's the revised one she sent over to me.
Oh, what's her name?
Chief, did you see this one?
No, I haven't seen it.
All right, this is the revised one.
Yes.
On Corwin Avenue between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Oh, you know, I did see that.
from May
I did see
15th
that.
to September 15th.
Right, it was under the wrong section, and we moved it up to no parking.
So it was under the wrong section, they moved it up to the right section.
Right.
Good, good.
She had it under seasonal, and she moved it up.
All right, John, you moved it, I moved. Jim, second?
Yes, I did second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Iglesias.
Yes.
Middleton.
Yes.
Lucas.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 238.
Resolution setting purpose and scope of authority of town of Riverhead Water Committee. So moved.
Yeah.
And second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Iglesias.
No.
Middleton.
No.
Lucas.
What's happened is you are here. So the audit committee
Correct.
came up, they met, Jack, Sherry, and Steve Patterson. And they came up with an audit committee, like the bylaws, if you will, of the audit committee, and that were these. And in it, I said that the town board had appointed a CPA to work with them, because without a CPA or something, it doesn't list who the CPA is. I just said the town board would appoint the CPA to the audit committee so that the audit committee could work, do their work.
Like we do, okay?
Just what we did. And,
And it cost us $20,000.
which we did already. Everything we've done, I put in here, but they're,
My rub is the particular CPA that's going to be doing this job.
right, but
I don't feel like she could be independent considering she worked for the town.
but this has nothing to do with.
No, it doesn't, it just triggers that, without this.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
Absolutely not true.
We have, that's one of the.
This was.
I understand what you're saying, right, it's very generic, but at the same time.
It doesn't trigger, it has nothing to do with it.
Okay, how do you move forward with that?
I already did.
That's the only thing, next year, like I said, we will go.
Town board still has the authority to.
This is something that has to be done, and these are volunteers. We can't expect volunteers to be in our accounting department, getting reports, and also looking over the reports, and making, so we have to hire someone to be in between them, the accounting department, and explain some of the things that we're doing. So I vote yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Of course, I think it's part of the work.
Resolution adopted.
Came out and decided to be done it.
Resolution 239.
Authorized town clerk.
Very much.
Can I make a move to table this? This is the one that and I don't have it. But anyway, this is like Brookhaven. It's appointing a commissioner to oversee the two departments, and he only reports to... Oh, I don't have that. Oh, this is RC. Okay.
We'll table the RC this now.
Go ahead, John. You can This is your idea.
Moved and seconded.
Hold on. Has been moved to 239. Okay.
Resolution 239.
Okay, we'll read it over. Authorize town clerk to publish and post a public notice to consider local law to amend chapter 108 entitled zoning of the Riverhead Town Code, Article 23, Residence RC District. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gableton.
Yes.
Whoopin.
John, what did I do?
This is the third time we're having a public hearing on this. Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna get it right one of these days.
Before you call 240, this is not a commissioner.
No, but if I don't have the front page. If you read it, it only reports to you. All the town employees supposed to report to the town board. If you, well, you don't have that page. We don't have the first page.
I think that most of the department heads, and it's irrelevant whether it reports to me or the town board. This position was designed with this town in mind by civil service. So whether it reports to I think the department heads.
Yes, we continue voting for.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, one was passed, and so the resolution is adopted. Resolution 239 is adopted.
This resolution, I could be mistaken, but I think that the department heads report to the supervisor, and that's all this does.
No,
That's where I think everybody.
I thought the rest of the department had something. Their town employees. And I just want to table it so we can have more discussion on it. That's what I want to do.
Oh, we discussed it this way.
More than enough.
We discussed it, and you gave us the thing, I took it home, I read it, and this is why, and I just want more discussion on it.
No problem.
Get clarified, that's all I want.
So,
Well, this is just calling for an
We're just calling for an advertisement. It's just the advertisement. Why wouldn't we?
We don't have to hire ourselves. We did decide on salary. We decided to advertise for this.
Well, no, but I want to discuss what we're hiring this guy, saying that we just got this at the last executive meeting. I brought it home, I read it, I just want to go over the things that I read and get clarified on it. That's basically all I want to do.
Okay.
we have the salary in here?
I don't know that we released that. I don't know that we did discuss it. I don't know that we.
No, I know we discussed the requisition, and you gave us this.
Yeah, I gave you this.
I took it home, no, well, you gave us the front page. This is only everything.
I gave you the whole civil service.
Yes, and I read it, and I just want to discuss it, to clarify it. That's what I want to do. So I'm requesting it to be tabled.
Okay, I'm going to vote against tabling it. I thought we were ready to go forward with it. I mean,
I mean, we only, you just gave us this at the last executive meeting, which was Thursday. So we have not had a meeting to discuss it after that. And I would like to discuss it to get my questions answered. That's fine. So I can make an honest decision.
Okay.
Bravo to Tara, though, for getting this position.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
that
12 months.
hassle. So, thank you, Tara. I think it'll be a good thing for the town.
Resolution 240.
I request this. I make a motion to table resolution 240.
Second.
Moved and seconded as the table.
Giglio.
Yes.
Gableton.
Yes.
Whoopin.
No.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
No?
No. Okay. is tabled. We had a little issue with resolution 241. Did you want to explain this? We had initially,
What are you going to say?
about the bills. That was the problem.
Oh, you want to put something in there?
Yes, we wanted to pay bills and money, because we thought we were going to.
Sure. That was the one that had the meeting on table.
Oh, okay.
We'll also have a special meeting on Thursday.
Well, we're going to take, want to make 244.
Can we can we just withdraw? Yeah, we just want to pretend as if that one,
So,
Is that not going to... Well, no, we don't have it.
we just have, yeah, we have done it. So we get three more.
Right. That's right.
Okay.
So renumber 241.
Okay, so 241.
Councilwoman Bigler, 241.
Okay, Bill.
Motion to pay bills.
Make a motion to pay bills.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, roll please.
Giglio.
Yes.
Haverson.
Yes.
Lucas.
Did you write on the key cups?
Yes.
kind of like now.
Yes.
Walter, right?
Yes.
Resolution adopted. A resolution, say, 242.
John, I think we're going to make a motion to table this one.
No, 243.
242.
Well,
And 242 and 243.
Okay.
we're going to do them together?
Yes, that's
Okay,
fine.
resolution.
242 and 243, I make a motion we table.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, that's the table.
Giglio.
Yes.
Haverson.
Yes.
Lucas.
Yes.
Stellini.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolutions 242 and 243 have been tabled.
Now we take public comment on whatever you're fancy. We ask you to limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Without my reading glasses. Dominic Mendez, Riverhead Neighborhood Preservation Coalition. First, I wanted to bring up something that was discussed before. Last summer, we started discussing legislation to require public hearings on site plans.
Right.
And the board agreed at the time, and I think I raised it a couple of months ago also, that it needed to change another section of code that will to require planning to review all covenants, easements, and restrictions.
You ask Mr. Duffy
And
right.
everyone kind of unanimously
I
agreed.
asked him twice in his list of things to do. Go ahead, tell him.
Yeah, please. It's been about 6 months now, so it would be...
So we're still time.
What?
We still have time.
Yeah. And I can resubmit. We submitted some suggestions, and I think we'll get some other codes.
To require covenants, the covenant search be significant site plans, so that you can
Right.
find
It's
out.
kind of a strange oversight that the town hasn't required that in the past, but certainly something you guys acknowledge, and hopefully will be addressed soon. Not 6 months.
I would hope.
Yeah.
Town government, you know town government.
Yeah.
And we're town government, don't say that.
She knows town government. I know what she feels.
You feel my pain.
You feel that, Mr. Levin?
Hey, John, I hope you feel my pain about the next issue, too. Next issue is the Wading River Corridor Study. I, along with those leading the state Wading River effort, are extremely concerned at the direction of the Wading River 25A Corridor Study. At the heart of our discontent is a fatal flaw. By basically ignoring other parcels within the potential for development and a number of currently proposed projects, this corridor study is shaping up to be merely a 3 or 4 parcel study, not the corridor study we were told it would be. Although the community has expressed loud and clear that its vision for Wading River is for it to remain a small, quiet town with country charm that isn't built up with stores and other commercial buildings like almost every town to our west. So far, this seems to be falling on deaf ears. The truth is, the current recommendations leave us little hope that the community won't be disregarded again. That is, unless we change direction. The current recommendations not only fail to carry out the community's 30-plus year vision for Wading River, they also completely contradict Urbanomics' recent economic study of Wading River by retaining zoning that could result in 7 times the retail development that the demand may call for. Yeah, that's 7 times. That's extreme. This is
why we're asking you to slow down and take time to really evaluate our suggestions and factor in the economic analysis and the community's input. Numerous times, I've heard this board allude to and cite as reasons for their opinions what a particular property owner likes or doesn't like, or how that owner might litigate. But I can't think of a time when I heard this board cite the community's likes or dislikes of the property rights or legal rights of its residents on a Wading River corridor study-related issue. And we all need to keep in mind that we're talking about interests of a few landowners as opposed to the interests of many thousands of residents who have a stake in the future of this town. Each time BFJ releases a new round of recommendations, the Save Wading River Steering Committee has sent the planners and town its suggestions and the rationale behind those suggestions based on prior studies, the advice of our own consulting land use planner, community feedback, and our own first-hand knowledge. Yet we have never heard back directly from this town on our suggestions. You must realize now, especially after the News Review's March 1st editorial, that a growing number of people are concerned and think this town board is trying to look as if it's doing something about overdevelopment in Wading River while actually doing nothing, and that's pretty much my life's words. I sincerely hope that theory has no merit. Right now, the recommendations not only allow too much commercial development, especially an overabundance of retail and restaurant development, and fail to provide ample open space set-asides, but they also fail to mitigate the impacts of future development by neglecting to make simple changes to the code that could do so. If things keep moving forward without a serious change in direction, then I fear this town will have squandered another opportunity to get Wading River zoning right. What a huge and shameful waste of time and money that would be, and what a disservice to those who live in, work in, and pass through Wading River. You have the power to get it right. I hope you choose to use your power to put the broader community first. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to be heard tonight? Sal?
Just a quick comment. Sound Avenue's historic corridor, right? Do we allow used car lots on Sound Avenue? It's been 6 months.
Well,
and
yeah,
I
well, I
bring
would
it up
say
in the
yes,
past.
because you've got the arcade automotive kind of used car.
No, okay, but that's not what I'm talking about. Here is a private house on Sound Avenue that's selling government surplus vehicles. There's been 2 to 3 vehicles there for the last probably 4 months, including a Jeep with an
I stopped and
anti-aircraft
looked
gun.
at that one.
And trailer. He gets down to 1 unit, and then all of a sudden there's 3.
Yeah, it's gotten a little bothering me, honestly, yeah.
Have you stopped at the Seattle Division? Have you stopped down here at the Seattle Division?
Yeah, I know. Did I stop down? No, I didn't.
All right,
I'll just bring it.
We'll take care of it.
We'll look at it. I know at one point in time there was legislation adopted that prohibited the sale of automobiles on certain streets within the town of Riverhead. I don't know if South Avenue was one of those.
Well, if it was a private vehicle, I wouldn't mind.
No,
You know, everybody likes to put their own vehicle out in front of their property. But now surplus government used car.
Like a bad penny, I keep showing up. Hopefully you'll feel my pain. A few months back, I addressed the board in regards to what I felt was a silly law, inadequate, overkill.
Oh, the water.
Right. The
They
hydro
made
floor
it
test.
right there. What I want, and I didn't say anything because we're in the middle of hiring a new fire marshal.
And that's what I thought with the resignation of the
I
vice.
want to set up a meeting with either you or Craig Zidek and Mr. Romano to talk about what he calls the silly hydrant law. Could you get his phone number and see if you could coordinate that meeting? I waited Craig Zidek just started. I said, welcome to the board. He's like, I've been here 3 weeks. But
Speaking of which, in between that time, a few days ago, we received a letter from, I guess, the chief.
oh wait, have Gary Fenton in on that because it's hydrant related. Gary should be in that meeting too.
In regards to a permit fee for an alarm, $25 $25. Now, the fee itself, you know, I'm just saying, I don't know what it's for, we've been here 8 years, we never had to pay a fee. That aside, I started scratching my head and saying, why are we even required to have an alarm that goes to central location? It costs us $1,000 a year. This is, if you remember the structure, it's a 1,000 square foot structure, it's in a residential community, it has a small meeting room, there's no stationary chairs, you have folding chairs, a little exercise room, and a men's room and a women's room, and we have an alarm, and I'm saying, what for? I don't know who required it, I guess when they built it, they required
Well, I
it.
think you get insurance.
No, we check with our insurance, there is no requirement, there's no deduction.
Dave's gonna talk to you, that may be state law. I think we should, you know, it's really strange, we try to do this alarm code, we put a fee of nominal $25 a month. I'm really considering repealing that $25.
I got
That's been on the books for years.
What's been on the books?
It's never been,
That's not fair.
it's been on code for years, and what we did, we amended it because nobody had the jurisdiction to, look at it and count the amount of alarms. The fire departments are getting after us because they're going out with their people on false alarms, and it's in jeopardy of someone getting hurt. So, the reinstitutions, we changed a little bit of it. It's not for private residents, it's only for commercial establishments. And the police department goes out on these false alarms, they're sending people, it's tying up false alarms, a police officer that maybe could be going on a crime or saving someone's life. So it's $25 for administration cost to this permit, and then after the third alarm, then you start getting fined. But you have 3 alarms.
John, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but what I'm saying, I mean, I think we're a residential community, but then I'm saying, what do we even need the alarm in this building for? It's not, nobody sleeps there, nobody cooks there, nobody lives there.
Dave, he probably knows the answer, he's shaking his head like he knows the answer, and he'll tell you.
Okay.
The intent of the thing is to just get everybody registered, so we know how to get in touch with you if the alarm goes off, and so that, you know, we're not asking volunteers to get out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to a non-existent fire.
Yeah, but,
So,
Jody, if the alarm were to
Documents, so we know where it's heading. We can see where it's heading because we have documents that say where it's heading, and we've had your statement.
I think you have no idea where it's heading, truthfully,
Well,
but
and your-
let's see what happens.
And your meetings and.
No, until we take an official vote, we can always change our minds.
Yes, you can, that's what we're suggesting.
Now, on the 29th, we do have another meeting.
Are you gonna have that work session?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that was confirmed.
I saw Mr. Hampton, and he was setting up for people to come here. So we're gonna have another meeting. So we're not finished, so we haven't made any decisions yet.
Mhm.
Okay? Just to let you know, okay?
So we said we here with the
And I
recommendations,
thought I
what are the
had,
recommendations right now?
a very informative conversation with you.
Good, I'm
So
glad, thank you.
you know,
Oh, and
we're
that's
still
why-
thinking about things, okay?
Thank you, just reminded me of something.
Okay.
All right.
Let me give this just in case, because I know you said you didn't get a chance to read, and I forgot I brought copies, just
Oh,
to keep
okay.
it handy. I'll get the most recent things, we know we've been sending a lot.
And you were surprised that I did read it.
Yes, thank you.
Are you,
Didn't tell you had to respond, we did have set meetings, you did take
Are
the
you
meeting, but
coming
you
on
had
the
to respond
29th?
back to us. What?
are you coming on the
Yes,
29th?
I'll be here on the 29th.
Okay.
Now that I
What
know.
time is it? It's at the work session.
Thanks, Diane.
Yeah. Yeah, 20. Okay, does anybody else wish to be heard tonight?
I made a motion to close the downtown meeting.
All in favor, aye. Meeting adjourned, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
No, we don't have quick minutes anymore, that ended with the first term. Oh, convention, well, you had Steve Hayes, what you had, Jesus,
Do you like smells?
Smells, Bill Cosby,